Fredro Starr is battling Keith Murray.
I like that.
September 28th in Atlanta.
Okay.
Apparently it's going to be over beats.
Nice.
You know, as opposed to a cappella.
Good.
You know.
I like that.
You know both these guys?
Yep. Yep.
Who you got your money on?
You know, that's a good question, yo. I don't know, to be honest. That's not in, because I don't know where they're both at right now. Okay. You see, things change over time. Like, do I put, you know, Keith Murray in his prime against Fredro in his prime? And then, you see, I don't know where they're at right now. One of them could have slipped down. I don't know where they're at. So that's interesting to even find out where they're at lyrically right now.
Well, based on the information that you do have, based on their body of work,
I feel like Keith Murray is a more like lyrical type of a dude.
Pretty much everyone I've asked have said this.
Yeah, like I just feel like he's more of a lyrical type of dude. You know, Fredro, it's about his energy with his shit. You know, they had that rah-rah, oh, I'll rob a nigga in the club, you know, but, you know, Keith Murray's definitely, to me, is a more lyrical type of dude.
So you got your money on Keith Murray?
From the information that I, like I said,
have,
yeah, from what I have right now, yeah, I'd probably put it on Keith Murray. But I think it'll be entertaining, and I think it'll be something that could be the start of other people doing similar type of things in that kind of genre, you know, especially from people from our era like that. It's kind of dope.
I mean, me and you have been talking about this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Anyone ever approached you about this yet? Not yet?
No.
All right. You know that Cassidy has agreed to battle Dizaster.
That's dope.
You know, which, you know, is actually, you know, you're talking about someone who's had hit records versus a full-time battle rapper.
Right.
But someone who came from the battle arena.
Right.
Which Cannabis never, you know, did not.
Right.
And, you know, this is very anticipated. You know,
I mean, did Joe Buttons come from the battle arena? No, he's a mixtape dude.
Exactly.
So this will be actually the first dude who got on mainstream that comes from the battle arena. Right. That's going to be interesting.
Who you got your money on?
Well, again, see, I don't know all these battle dudes like that. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you know, like I watch some here and there, but I don't know enough about Dizaster. I know more about him punching homeboy in the face than I do about his actual skill and all that. But I heard he's nice.
Dizaster's nice.
I heard he's nice. You know what I mean? So, but I don't have the information on him. So I know Cassidy's nice. I know he's nice. I've been a Cassidy fan for a long time. You know, I like Cassidy. So I don't know. I don't have the proper information for that one.
Do you think that it's going to start being commonplace for rappers who may not have songs on the radio anymore to start battling regularly? Because
I mean, if it's another way to get paid, like dudes got to get paid out here. Like
they're cutting those checks.
Yeah. So if they cutting them checks, why not? Why not? Like, first of all, there's a lot of dudes that might have fancied themselves as battle rappers, but at that time, battle rap wasn't really going on, so they just had to make records and shit like that. So maybe this is their chance to actually get back to their roots, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I had Souls of Mischief here earlier today, and they all came from battling. Like, they was, you know,
right.
That was their thing.
On some Cali battle rap.
Some Cali battle rap. And they even made an interesting distinction of, and I remember this because we kind of grew up in the same place at the same time, where there was this whole thing in Cali. Don't know if it was really in New York as much because I wasn't out here at the time, but there was a whole thing of if you're battling, it's supposed to be real freestyles. It can't be no shit you wrote down before. It has to really be off the head, and people would get booed if
at some point that started happening.
That started happening
because the original battles. Like I just saw Kumo D on Sunday, and I was like, man, you know, Like that was the original classic battle, him against Busy B, you know, and it was over a beat, but it was some written shit, you know what I mean? And I had no problem with it. See, to us, a freestyle back in the days was just any rhyme that wasn't on record.
Yeah.
You see? So it could be a written, but as long as you didn't record this on a record or something, that's a freestyle. Right. Then this off the head shit started coming into play, where people was feeling like a couple of these off the head masters started coming into the game, and people started acting like, well, now you have to go off the head and that's a freestyle. And I didn't really agree with that off the head shit, because to me, you're cutting off the head. You're cutting off the thinking. You know what I mean? You're making it where you have to make these quick split decisions, and you know, not everybody's that witty, and you're not always going to get the best shit out of a person when they have to think that fast. So, I don't agree that all rappers or freestyle or whatever should have to be off the head. You know, I think that's cool if you can do it, and there's certain people that are skilled at it, and I applaud the ones that can do it. But I don't feel like that's the criteria of real battling, or that makes you a real MC if you can go off the head. You know, some people can go off the head, some people can write. I know plenty of people that can go off the head that can't write for shit.